Hoping everybody is well. It's like freaking 12 o'clock. No, it's almost 1 o'clock. So for me to be back in the studio for like 12:45 freaking a.m., it's gotta be a deep video. For real, for real. And today was very, actually the last week has been pretty eventful for me. And for the sake of having this video, it's just about me versus the world, man. And when it comes to SEPTA, where I work at, the employees where I work at, whether it's the music industry, whether it's people who act like they're my friends, but they're not really my friends, and people I'll be putting down with stuff. Yo, I'm gonna get ready to tell the story right now. Cause I just got finished watching Crawford tell the story about why the fight is not happening between him and Earl Spence. Now, I'm not even a Crawford fan, real talk, but he really like putting it out there what the real truth was, right? And I'm waiting for Spence to come back on and retort, which would be cool, but I just took a shower, make sure I go to bed smelling fresh every night. And tonight I'm wearing Mass Milano Madeline. So delicious. Cream, vanilla. Oh, it's popping off because that's what I do. I like to think heavily for opportunity to be able to see you guys and talk to you. Had a good time tonight. I got off work and the Phillies was on, so I'm not really a Phillies fan per se. I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon. I haven't watched the Phillies all year. They on the joint? Okay, I jump in and pop off. But I ain't gonna act like I was like, yo, I was there all year. I was there all year. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not a punk like that. I don't be jumping on bandwagon. I'm not a bandwagon jumper. So I wish them well for the city. But I'm not gonna jump on the bandwagon just because I saw them play tonight. I'm not doing that. So got me some waters. I was at Yard House tonight. I met some really cool friends. I met James. I met Lady Lisa. I met Tara. I forgot my man name. I met him. We was at the Yard House. Had a good time. Really true friends, man. You can meet true friends in one instant. You can meet fake friends for 20 years. But I tell you the story. So my intention right now is about to retire from SEPTA and move down to Virginia with my family and get a job with USPS, which they called me today and say, can you start on the 17th of November? I'm like, no, it ain't enough time. I'll be calling them back tomorrow. Maybe. But I'm just saying. So it is what it is, man. And people thought I was faking the game when I said I'm going to retire. Because, Negro, I've been successful ever since my dad taught me how to be successful. So let's start with how RajuR came about with SEPTA. RajuR started working at SEPTA for I think around 1988. March 28th of 1988, I started working for SEPTA. And at that particular time, I was always in music. I've always had a studio. I've always built my own studio because I realized how much it would cost for me to be going to a studio and wanting to record my music. Like, at the particular time, Teddy Pendergrass was really big. He was recording down Second and something. And I went down there. I'm like, yo, how much would it cost me to use the studio? There's going to be $125 an hour. I don't use profanity, but for tonight, you might hear some shit. I'm not going to do a studio for $125 an hour. Yo, let me find out what they using. Let me find out how they do what they do. I'm going to buy what they got. The knowledge that they have, I'm going to attain that knowledge. I know how to play instruments already. I can play guitar, I play bass. I'm talking about this is like, yo, I was like maybe coming out the Navy on that tip. Or I did serve in the Navy, the United States Navy, from 1979 to 1982. On the aircraft carrier, the USS Constellation, for 3 Westpacks. I was with the aircraft squadron, VA-146 Blue Diamonds, attack squadron. We had attack planes, A-7Es. That's what we did. Traveled around the Westpac, the west part of the world. I've been to a lot of places. I've served my country. I've sacrificed my life on an aircraft carrier in the Indian Ocean for 3 years including the Iran crisis, for my country. Cha-ching! We go back further than that. Let's go back before that. I went to Central. I was a friggin' mathematician. I was smart. I'm still smart. I'm still articulate. I can still spell. I can still speak well. I don't have to use cuss words. I'm not a cusser. I'm not a profanist. I don't do that. All right? I went to Central. Didn't like Central. I wanted to do music. My dad was like, go to Central. I don't want to go to Central. I went to E. Washington Rose in junior high school. I was doing ninth grade work and eighth grade work. In eighth grade, I was doing ninth grade work. I didn't do anything in eighth grade. You know what I did in eighth grade? I was on the TV every morning giving out a newscast for E. Washington Rose Middle School on 27th in Clearfield. That's what I was doing. No, 29th Clearfield. I was on the TV every morning. So you can see I have no problem being on TV. I've been doing it ever since I was in junior high school. Oh, he's bragging. Haters, relax. That ain't even the start of what I do. Went to Central, didn't like it. Dad got mad. Dad got bam. I wasn't going to school. I'm out of here. I'm going to Franklin Learning Center. Because my boys, they sent me to Gillespie out of Central. Sent me to Gillespie for punishment. I ain't go to class in Gillespie. Because I'm like, yo, Gillespie. I was like, really? Why would I be going to Gillespie going to class? I was just walking the hallways. I did Gillespie when I was in E. Washington Rose Middle School. And the film is starting to stutter. Let me see if I can get a better Wi-Fi, because this is garbage right now all of a sudden. I know the haters at my job, the haters in my life don't like it. They want me to be normal. They want me to be normal like this. Be normal. So you do normal and be happy with doing normal. Be normal. Negro, I get one life. I ain't gonna be normal. And don't hate me because I'm not normal. Whether it's at SEPTA, whether it's my friends, whether it's my so-called friends, I'm not normal. You know I'm not normal, because I turned you on to stuff you never even dealt with in your life. Back to SEPTA. Started working at SEPTA in 1988. Got there, worked at Luzerne, driving a trolley. Drove a trolley for 4 years. The 23, the 56, the 60, and the 52 was supposed to be in the trolley line, but they weren't. So I did that. Drove that. In the meantime, Nichols. Negroes with talent hate me. No, Negroes with no talent hate me. So, I'm going to go somewhere with this. So I've been playing guitar since I was 13 years old. Because I'm not normal. Mango Haagen-Dazs. Continue, sir. This is not a brag video. This is a Terrence Crawford video. Keeping it real in 1 hour or less. So, this is good. So, during the time I was with SEPTA, I had some friends. I'm not mentioning any names in this video whatsoever. If it pertains to you, you know I talk to you. Don't mean you're a friend, it just means you're a part of my life. So when I was driving 23 one day, my man came up and said, "Yo, Raj, he talk to you." I'm like, all right. Meet me at Germantown and Erie. I'm going to switch off and get his joint to another driver, and we can talk. Met me. We came to Germantown and Erie. He said, "Raj, me, such and such, and such and such, and such and such, such and such, got a job with Boys and Men." That's my first venture into major artists, haters. So, I was like, yo, I don't know, dog. I just started working for SEPTA like maybe 2 years ago, man. I don't know, dog. He's like, yo, man, you can play guitar. They don't have a guitar player. My man quit. You know, he didn't like what was going on. He left, which is still a good friend of mine. I pray he's well. Haven't heard from him. And I was like, yo, dog, why don't you come play with us for Boys and Men? I'm like, how much they paying you? He was like, well, we getting $1,500 a gig. I'm like, okay. How many gigs? He was like, well, we had a schedule, but $1,500 a gig. I'm like, bruh, at that time in 1988, I'll say, probably doing $1,500 maybe in 3 weeks. Oh, that sounds kind of hot. I said, so what other guarantees y'all have? He was like, nah, that's it. We do a gig, Boys and Men, we on stage, bada bing, bada boom, $1,500, we straight. I'm like, let me think about it. So, I thought about it. My dad worked for his job for 25 years. He's had a business, Homeboy's Barbecue Pit on Susquehanna Avenue, 18th and Susquehanna. I was born on Grass Street, 18th and Grass, pretty much. I was born on Grass Street as a child. And he went and bought his own business, Homeboy Barbecue Pit. And if anybody know about that, ask your mama. If they lived in North Philly at the time, Susquehanna Avenue, we talking about years ago. I mean, my dad passed away. But we're talking about you would have to, your mom and dad would have to be at least 70, 75, 80 years old to know about Homeboy Barbecue Pit and Prez Barbecue. So, I'm like, yeah, my dad, like, yo, man, I'm seeing him like, yo, he's working as a tailor and a cleaner. So if he's working, he can still have a business. I ain't gonna give him a job because the job is where the money is, right? That's guaranteed loot. If I come to work every day, it's guaranteed loot. And I can still do I want to touch no buttons because the haters don't like that. Most of my haters have wives that support them. I don't have a wife support me. I did this all by myself. I don't need no help. Except from the heavenly. So, nobody bought nothing back here. Now, one female bought anything back here ever. And this is my small studio. This is my studio I had in North Philly when I was doing with major artists. This is my small studio. Major artists? Who you work with, Raj? Well, I ain't had to join Boys and Men group to work with Boys and Men. All you gotta do is find the book Us to You, Boys and Men, and you'll see me in that book. While I'm still working for SEPTA. I had to quit my job to work for SEPTA. I had to quit my job to work with Boys and Men. My homies did. Good for them. They got the tour. They got to go all over the world. I'm not a flyer. After a while, I'd be like, nah, man, I ain't flying nowhere. So it wouldn't have made a difference anyway, because I wasn't going to fly. I'm not a flyer. But my point is, ain't no woman bought nothing from me. They ain't bought nothing for me. I don't have a wife or girlfriend, never bought anything back here. My friend bought that because she's an ardent supporter. And she bought that for my studio right there. She bought that for me. She was like, Raj, I got something for you. Bam, I put up on the wall. I appreciate her for that. Because she's not a hater. She's a supporter. So let's get back to SEPTA. And let's talk about the support of the SEPTA. How about that? How about that? So, back in 1998, that CD is up on the wall. If you can see it, it's called, right there. I'm going to point to it if I can. Right there. I'm going to put my hand on it. The first he ever did was right there. Damn, man. Right there, bam. It's called Mosaics. And that CD got these joints up on the wall. From the Inquirer and the Daily News. You would think SEPTA would appreciate that. SEPTA could care less. And it's not just me. There's only two major artists, including me, a Grammy member, by the way, who's worked with SEPTA and ended up doing major stuff. The other one was my brother from Kindred. I forgot his name. But he's working Callahell. And SEPTA don't acknowledge him. Because SEPTA acknowledge croonies. SEPTA acknowledge managers who were bums. They give them jobs because they were bums. They had violations. They had problems. They had issues. And they made them managers because they can put them under their fingers. Not all of them, but some of them. Bums. I don't need to be a manager. I'm not a babysitter because I don't have any babies. Continuing on. And I'm going to work tomorrow. And I don't care what nobody said. I'm going to post this video on YouTube and on Facebook and everything. I don't care. I'm about to retire. It's time to let it all out. For all the hypocrites, the bums that I helped out during my career at SEPTA, turn them on to stuff, putting them down with stuff, and they still grinding my couch. They freaking bums. And I'll go work tomorrow. You can be on my back. I had a dude the other day trying to get me getting up for a fight. At my job. Trying to fight me. At a job. It started out he wanted to fight me. Ended him saying I'm sorry. And he went home. I go in to talk about the situation with somebody. I talk to the person about the situation. Bada bing. I walked out the door. I'm ready to retire. I'm going to drop Mike on him. And let me tell you all the truth. I'm still going to drop Mike on him. You don't respect me, I don't respect you. And I ain't talking about the person I was talking to. I'm talking about SEPTA as a whole. SEPTA at one time gave me a play being a musician. And that was during a SEPTA strike. My man called me. I forgot his name. He was working public relations for SEPTA. He was like, look, we're going to have you go down to the gallery at the time. We want you to play at the gallery. Mention SEPTA because you work for us. And what we're going to do is, you're going to pay us. I'm getting paid anyway by the gallery. So I put a band together real quick. We learned some songs. A couple of my songs I was doing for my first CD, Mosaics. Went down there, we played. And there wasn't a lot of people down there because the train wasn't running. SEPTA was on strike. But the people was down there really dug us. Shout out to my man on drums. I forgot his name. With a big hat, my man. I saw him at Rose one night. I said, yo, this guy always acknowledge people. I'm not a hater. like most people are in my life. Now my friends know who they are. I know they ain't haters. But the ones who are haters, you know who you are. I always mentioned him. So I saw him at Russ one night. He was playing drums. I'm like, damn, I forgot his name. I'm like, yo, I want to acknowledge this brother right here playing drums tonight because he's the first brother. I was a nobody back then. And he came to the gallery that day and played with me, some friends I grew up with at the gallery. He was a top dude. He's even more top now. And came and played drums. You know what that brother said? Man, I appreciate that of you. You know why? Because I'm not a hater. I congratulate people of my ilk, my melanin, for the accomplishments that they do. Unlike SEPTA, or anybody who works here. Except for the friends I know who support me. So if you don't support me at SEPTA, I'm talking about you. If you've never been to an open mic that was at, I'm talking about you. If you've never been to one of my CD release parties, I'm talking about you. Everybody else who came, I'm not talking about you. I was on a platform one day. Sister walks up. I'm on the phone. I'm doing my thing. Trying to handle some business. I'm trying to retire. I'm talking to someone on the phone, texting them about a house. The sister walks up and says, bada bing, bada boom. I didn't even look at it. I'm like, thumbs up. I'm texting. Oh, you can't talk? I'm good. Employee at SEPTA. One thing I don't do because I'm not ignorant, because my mama taught me, the only angel in my life, only angel I've experienced in my life, taught me that don't be rude. If I see you, I'm walking somewhere on a platform, on a job, you on the phone, ain't be like, yo, dog, what's up? Pay attention to me. Forget who you're on the phone with. This person was upset that I ain't cut my conversation with somebody so I can speak to her. SEPTA. Shout out to my man Rich Hall, who's always there for me at Relish. Rich Hall comes up, he listens to me sing, we share beers. Dinah, thank you for coming through, Dinah. I appreciate you. The people who came through to my release party, Gator, Petey, Miss Gator, a couple other people came up and saw me sing. For the people who came when I was doing my CD release parties. You know what I mean? A lot of them. Steve, Blanche, Sonny, the Maps. Appreciate you. But the Donna. Anybody else? Whatever. SEPTA. SEPTA at one time, I talked to the public relations, he was like, yo, I said, I want to advertise on SEPTA. He was like, all right, cool. He was like, what I do, I give you a nice package. I give you, I forgot, because they put the joints up on SEPTA on the subs. Like, they're about that big, probably like that, about like that. You put them up on the top. He said, I give you like maybe 30, 40 of them joints. You spread them around, put them on the SEPTA trains. All right, cool. How much? 1,100. Usually it's more than that. Usually like 18. Because you're an employee, 1,100. Look, I already bet. Try to get some finances together. Unfortunately, wasn't nobody buying any music from me or downloading anything, because I thought that I would get some of my employee friends, YouTube friends, or whatever, and start downloading some music. Then, I mean, because I bought all this myself. But I get them download some music, I can probably, okay, I can do some advertising on SEPTA whatsoever. It didn't happen. I called him back. Yeah, bro, I can't do it, man. I can't afford it. He was like, all right, well, when you can afford it, just call me back, I'll give you the same deal. Recently, I got in touch with SEPTA's relations, public relations. I forgot this dude name. Some chubby dude. John somebody. And I said, I wrote him a letter via my company. I said, because I got the Hollow Media Group LLC. You can look it up. I'm on Dunn and Bradfield. Bradford. People don't know what I do at my job. Most of them just haters. That's what it is. They don't act like they're haters, but I know deep inside they're envious of me. Even though I've turned them on to things. People know about fragrances till I turned them on to it. Now, the people that turn the fragrances are not envious. They still my friends. But other people don't like me coming in smelling good. They want to be envious. People who see me play at my man's birthday party came by. And it was like, yo, man, you sound good. We was having fun. I said, man, I ain't no singer, man. I like playing guitar. I was doing it for my man. It was my man's birthday party. He wanted a band. I put a band together. We came and played his birthday party. I didn't take no money. Pay the band, bruh. You gotta give me a dime. You my man, pots and pans. He'll tell you. He'll tell you if you see the video on Facebook. He'll tell you. I don't take money. Every time I do something for somebody, I make sure the band get paid. When I was doing open mic night at Chuck's Alibi, that nobody from SEPTA came up and seen. Not one person came from SEPTA to see open mic night when I was doing up at Chuck's Alibi. Haters. Except Rich Hall. I think Rich Hall came up one time. Rich Hall's always there for me, man. My man, pots and pans, man. Rich Hall, my man. He came through a couple times. Rich Hall. If I can count on anybody to come and support me, it'd be Rich Hall. So, I'm like, yo, bada bing, bada boom. Chuck's Alibi. I did the open mic from July to November. I would get off work at 7 o'clock. We would start at 8. I would go, I'd take all the equipment. I'd go, I'd set up the speakers, I'd set up everything, I'd set up the sound system, set up the stage. So when the musicians got there, all they do is just plug their stuff in. Except what they bring to play. I had some great musicians that played with Boys and Men, Genuine, Jaheim, Aaliyah. These guys that played on open mic night. And sometimes we go through a little something. We went through a beef. They eventually left. But then I had Keith come in. I had Bass Nixon come in, who's a superior artist. I've always had major artists. Brett Jolly came and played. I've had... SEPTA would never know. They ain't show up. Why? Because they're haters. Haters. I don't like underground haters. Just come out to me and tell me you're a hater. Like the boy who wanted to fight me the other day at my job. You ain't SHIT. You ain't nothing. At my job, dog, I got freaking 35 years and this dude rookie poop to me will come and disrespect me. When I worked at SEPTA, we never disrespected people who had seniority over us. Just imagine me telling some of the guys that was ahead of me when I got to where I'm working at now in the yard, for me to go over there and say what this dude had the nerve to say to me. Because I was just calling him to see where he was on the radio. This guy actually went on me, wanted to fight me. Not only did he want to fight me, he wanted to fight me all over the place. And it was all said and done. He was like, I'm sorry, I apologize. My job is so full of envious people of me, man. They so envious of what I do because they normal. I'm not normal. What normal? Hang out with your normal friends. But if you want unnormal stuff, then you holler at me. Whether I'm selling you fragrances, whether I'm turning you on to music, whatever I'm turning you on to, clothes, fashion, acting, notary, studio. Instead of using me for an asset, because they might have friends that might want to be in the studio. They'll never tell them about me because they want to keep me in place at a job where I'm always like this. I'm not normal, Nikas. It ain't gonna happen. I can say this now because I'm about to retire. I can retire any time, any day. I can call right now and say I'm out. Right now, if I want to leave. And they can't do nothing about it except get my check to me by the first of next month. If not by the first of next month, the first of December. Well, next month is December, dummy. 1st of January, get my check. And the rest of it to come with the check. I'm so tired of SEPTA, man. SEPTA used to be good back in the day when they had respect for each other. We didn't like everybody, supervisor was dealing with us. We didn't like all the stuff that we had to deal with. But coming up through SEPTA in 1988, most of the guys who was on your ass when you was like a young buck needed to be on your ass because we didn't know no better. It was like going in the Navy, which nobody I know at SEPTA went in the service where I work at. None of them. None of them had the guts enough to serve in the service that I know of. And that's how I respected the old heads. When I came to the position I am now, I respected them because I knew they knew more than I knew. I'm not going to go and get on a freaking aircraft carrier and they're like I know everything on my first cruise when I got 5 other guys in my same department who done been on 5 cruises. I'm not going to disrespect them. But people at SEPTA refuse to respect people of seniority. They suck. They suck and they're disrespectful and they're haters and they're envious. Because they're normal. Be normal. Nigga, leave me alone. You can be normal. You do all you would do normal. I ain't normal. Live your lives being normal. I ain't normal. When I come to work tomorrow, know that I ain't normal. You know I ain't normal. That's why you hate on me. That's why I don't deal with you. I don't talk to you. I don't want to be in a conversation with you. You ain't got nothing to say to me. We work together. I don't want to be your friend. I understand you're envious of me. You're a hater. I don't like haters. You listen to Boys and Men. I've been with Boys and Men. You listen to Pink. Pink been in my studio. I can name more names, but that would be stupid. Kurt Chambers been in my studio. Who else been in my studio? Bill Jolly been in my studio. Who else been in my studio? I can name them all day. Been in my studio. Why I'm working for SEPTA? Because I ain't normal. So from now on, you can disrespect me at this freaking job for the last 6 to 7 months I got left there. If that long. Because I might leave before then. And I will tell you, I will be leaving on a surprise tip. Because SEPTA don't care about me. Public relations wouldn't give me a play. Gonna tell me, we working on a Wawa promotion, so right now we can't give no time to an employee. But you go to the SEPTA website, you got Mrs. Corporate, Mr. Corporate, Mr. Sellout, Mr. I done jacked up, but now we made you a manager, so now we got you on our thumb, so if you mess up, we can fire you. Them people on freaking SEPTA every day, on SEPTA.org. You would think they'd say, oh, William Holloman, a Grammy member, a recording artist, a multi-instrumentalist, a great employee, does his job, come to work, he does what he got to do, no complaints. You think SEPTA, public relations, would do that? Shit. Niggas haters. Caucasian haters. All kinds of haters. You can't fire me because I can retire. Fire rhymes with retire. I can say what I want right now. I'm not saying out of disgust. I'm not saying out of hate. I'm saying out of facts. I'm speaking facts. Facts. I can't stand envious people. I can't deal with them. If you want a normal life, live a normal life. I'm trying to show you how to do something different. I'm trying to get your people to come and be something different. I'm turning you on to fragrances. I'm telling you on all kinds of stuff you never even dealt with. You gonna disrespect me? Man, shoot. Negroes crazy. Caucasians crazy. Come on, man. Don't do me like that, man. I respect everybody around SEPTA like that. I respect other musicians. I just got dissed by a freaking musician that I was going to every Thursday night singing for this dude, and he don't think I'm good enough to sing for 2 nights on a Friday and Saturday. When he want me to sing for free, I'm great. But he don't want to pay me $100. Negro, I don't need your $100, dog. I make your $100 in 3 hours. What I need your $100 for? Pay the band like you've been doing. Pay the band like I always do. I don't need your money. I thank heaven I got a job. I got my health. Thank heaven. For now, this moment. I don't need your $100, dog. Get out of here with that. You're plugged, man. You're plugged. Every time I try to give you a chance to come back and respect me like I respect you, you end up being a plug, dog. And you know what I'm talking about? You're a plug. You're a wannabe plug. You're still doing the same old stuff, trying to use other stuff you're doing. With this, you're still a plug. You ain't got no album out. You ain't a Grammy member. You ain't did that. You ain't work with no really major artists. Get out of here, man. You're a plug, dog. Out of here, man. Out of here, man. It upsets me, man, because I don't like haters, man. I don't hate on nobody. I'm always encouraging people to do better. Honest to goodness, there's nobody you can say in my life right now, from women to men, that I don't try to talk to people and try to encourage them to do better. Not these Negroes and these other Negroes of different skin colors around where I work at. They're always trying to bring you down to their level. Because they ain't doing nothing. They corny. I got another homie. He doing well. I support him. I support what he does. I support what his family does. He know who I'm talking about when he hear me. That's my brother from another mother. I respect him. We beef from times, but for the most part, we always get back together because that's how brothers do. I got my other brother right behind you, brother. I'm glad you retired. That's my other brother. I can rely on him for anything because he's not a hater. He'll be there. If I'm at a show, he'll be there. Want me to DJ for you, ride, whatever. Want me to give you this? One time I was trying to set up something at a freaking open, at my CD release party. CD release party. I said, bro, I'm trying to get this joint so I can put it up on the screen so you can see my CDs. I said, they joint ain't working. He went to Best Buys, bought one, $65, bought it back. How much was it? $65. I got you. I don't even want your money. That's a brother. He's not a hater. I'm so tired of SEPTA, man. I'm tired of SEPTA. I've had enough of the freaking haters. I've had enough of the people who bite my back. I had enough of the people who sit around there that just want to be normal. Be normal. If you want to be normal, be normal. But let me be who I want to be. Let me be who I want to be. Randall Cunningham. Let me be me. If you can't deal with me, you ain't got to deal with me. But you ain't going to find no fault in me. I ain't never said a cuss word to you. I ain't never said nothing out of pocket to you. I ain't never did nothing to discourage you. I ain't never did anything to help you and not help you. I never done that. I did something to help you, but I never did anything not to help you. That's how I work. Where am I talking about? Fern Rock SEPTA Yard. I fear no man. I fear nobody there. I ain't fear the dude who wanted to fight me at the job the other day. I didn't fear him either. When in the end he had apologized and said, I'm sorry. My man said, I need you to wear some boots with a heel. I'm sorry I got to say this, bruh, but that was dirty. That was crazy. After we rap, I'm trying to be real with you. I'm dropping mic on you. I got to do it. Because my man was like, yo, you ain't wearing we ain't wearing the right boots. We went through that with another employee before, got into a big beef about that, and it was a wrap. Now I'm not wearing the right boots, right? I got Timberlands on, but I got the flats, no heel. SEPTA, they want you to wear a heel with no flats. I walk out the door, I see 3 people with sneakers on and freaking sneakers with no heel, instead of me running back in the room and saying, yo, my man ain't got no heel on his joint. He got sneaks on. He's wearing sneaks. Instead of me doing that, I went on about my business until now. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of being disrespected. I'm tired of being picked on because of what I do. If you want to be special, be special. If you want to be normal, be normal. But let me be me.